Hey guys, it's Autumn here, and welcome to a watercolor video, finally. It feels like it's been forever since I've painted anything, and I finally got back into it. So today I'm painting my character Alexandra from the D&D campaign that I recently, almost started. My friend Chris is running the campaign, and we haven't had a chance to actually start this one, but we've played a couple one-shots, just to get us used to the idea of playing D&D, because this is my first time playing. So here is a little bit of backstory about her, because I kind of wanted to make this video just me. It's almost like an archive of the idea that I have for the character right now. And towards the end of the video, if you'd rather just hear my inspiration for the piece, how I painted it, that kind of stuff, that'll be closer to the end of the video. So Alexandra is a drow, or a drow, depending on which way you like to pronounce it, which means she's a dark elf. So you'll see me paint her skin purple at some point, and that's why. They tend to have more purpley, obsidian-y kind of colored skin, silver hair, and green eyes. The silver hair is, actually, it's like a taboo kind of thing in the drow culture, I guess, but I liked silver hair on her. And green eyes is more humanoid, so there's that. Her alignment is lawful good, which is very, very uncommon for a drow, I learned, because they tend to be raised by drow in the Underdark, and they kind of are more in the chaotic sort of range of things. My backstory for her, though, is that she was abandoned by her parents due to her silver hair and green eyes, and was adopted by a human family. The human family took her in and gave her the name Alexandra, and taught her to be a good person. So she has a background in as a sage, which means she is proficient in arcana, astronomy, and history. She also can speak 4 languages, which are Elvish, Common, Dwarvish, and Sylvan. Sylvan is more one of the more abstract ones that I wanted to go with because I didn't know if it would come in handy or not. Along with that, she is proficient in the fighting style of archery, and that is why she has the quiver on her back. She also is she's overall intelligent. I wanted to make her a smart fighter as opposed to a brute force fighter. So she has high intelligence, high dexterity. She's just overall kind of a very even out, intelligent character. So beyond that, she went to school for astronomy and wanted to become one of the greats. And she eventually wound up with this party of miscreants that she met at some point in her travels. I believe, actually, if I remember the way the story's meant to go, we meet in a fighting school and we are becoming soldiers, my party members and I. And she becomes friends with them and they go on a journey and stuff and things. I don't really know anything besides that. But I wanted to develop her as a character more as she was probably picked on pretty heavily as a kid because she's not human but was raised in a human society. She has purple frickin' skin in a world like a place of humans, and just it's crazy. But I believe all of our characters trained in an academy, so I'm going to say that she trained originally to be a sage and finished most of her sage training. And then she was called to battle because she was so proficient in archery, and that's why she is an archer now. I actually learned that drow have magic. So she has only one spell at level 1, which is Dancing Lights, and I'm not exactly sure what it does. And I believe she can cast Darkness at some point. I don't know. I'm still learning again. And she also has a longbow, which she is highly proficient in, and a short sword for close-up combat. My DM and I, we kind of decided on the fact that since she was raised by humans, she was in the sunlight a lot more than most drow. So she has a disadvantage in sunlight on initiative, but other than that, it doesn't really bother her. She's just a bit slower to react in broad daylight. if they're like inside and the battle starts or underground, she's pretty good, but she's at a disadvantage otherwise. She also has dark vision, and yeah, she's pretty cool. I had a really fun time making her, just because I didn't think that I would ever get the chance to make a character that is so different from the way that they're meant to be. Yeah. I guess I can also talk about my other character from the one-shots that we've been playing. Her name is Janus, spelled Janus, like the Greek god, the Roman god of two faces, something like that. One face lies to you, one face tells the truth, but of course you can't tell which one. But she is, I'm going to switch over to the character sheet now. Janus is a halfling rogue who is chaotic evil and has the background of charlatan. This one is for the chaotic evil campaign that I'm also playing. We have two going at once because my DM for the main campaign that Alexandra's part of can only be there every a few days, and then the one for the chaotic evil campaign can only be there a couple days, so it tends to work out. But Janus has a false persona called Persephone. I figured that would be funny, and that she has the ability to kind of turn into this pretty fancy girl when she needs to. She is a smart-cracking, just very deceptive character, and is very persuasive and very intelligent. We have already played a couple rounds, I suppose you would say, a few hours, I guess, just where my friend Kelsey and I have just done dumb stuff with our chaotic evil characters, because her character's a guy and mine's girl, so we can pull off some pretty funny things with that. There's not a whole lot that's special about her. She was just kind of okay, we're going to be doing a base round of D&D so you guys can learn how to play, and here you go, there's your character. And I kind of took her and turned her into something that's a little more special than that. So, away from the actual D&D side of things, I do want to talk about this painting just a little bit. It has been about a month and a half, I think, since I've painted a picture with actual watercolors. It was so difficult to get back into. I kept thinking in terms of like ink and Copic markers, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm using. I think I just need to spend a little more time practicing with it again, and then I'll be a little bit better off. But in talking about this painting, I'm also going to talk about a bit of her character design and how I came up with it. So for this painting, I originally sketched this piece out in my sketchbook and colored it in with colored pencils. I then took a picture of it with my iPad and then drew over the sketch to fix a couple things, change the anatomy just slightly because it didn't look quite right. I mean, it still doesn't look perfect, but it's getting there. And just, her hand originally wasn't up on her belt. It was originally down by her side, and the belt kind of flew away from her body incredibly. So there's that. And there were arrows in her quiver, but I didn't like the way that they were drawn, and I want to figure out how to draw them at some point, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I went in with a flat wash of water just to get the paper set, and it still was awful because it's been a very long time since I've done that. I put down a couple base colors just to see if they looked okay together, so I put down the teal for her shirt, the purple for her skin, and mixed a very pale green for her eyes. And then I went in with my heavy tones of color, so her shirt is a teal, her skin's very pale purple. Well, not super pale purple, but it's a paler purple than I wanted to go with originally. Her skirt is kind of like a tanny brown. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it, so I just kind of left it at that. And I wanted to make her shirt cream colored, but I wasn't exactly sure how to go about that either, so I left it as is. I went in with the Payne's Gray on her hair very lightly and for shadowing, and then I also did it again for like streaky hairlines, I suppose, and then I went in again with silver for that. I kind of waffle back and forth on a couple of things, like fixing her lips, fixing her eyes, fixing this, fixing that. And you'll see here in a little bit after I completely mess up her lips and mess up the gouache on her eyes, I go in with, I put another coat down and go back in with a hairdryer to dry everything out so it doesn't look so awful. That's about it for talking about how the concept of the piece kind of happened. Her outfit I do want to talk about just briefly for a moment. She obviously has the quiver since she's an archer, and I wanted kind of like that, I don't know what it's called, like that cliche archer's tunic kind of look, so I did that. And I gave her like the puffy peasant sleeves because I thought that would look really cute. And her skirt I was going to leave white as well, like a creamy white color, but it was just so much white with her hair, at least in this piece, that it didn't look right. Although I feel like in play as an actual character, it would probably be okay. So there's that. But there's actually not much else for me to talk about. Oh, here I am going in with the hairdryer and fixing it up. By the way, my finger is okay. I cut myself at work with one of our sharp knives that we use to cut bagels, and I just sliced my finger open a little bit, but I'm alright. And yeah, so I'm sorry this video was kind of all over the place and a little bit long, but I really felt bad that this video was kind of more last minute than I wanted it to be. So, sorry. Friday's video I think is going to be a little more short and just kind of on the easy side, so look forward to more of a sketchy talky video than painting. Sorry about that, I just don't have a whole lot of time this week to paint another full piece like I did. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone!
Hey guys, if you like this video, be sure to check out another one over there, and if you want to see the full playlist for this series, check out over here. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!